It is the fourth Sunday of Advent, and all the candles are lit, 4 candles for the 4 weeks, and so the emptiness of the wreath is even more highlighted, our longing and the promise of light and fullness. It also might be called Delay Sunday. That is, maybe you haven't had time to light any of the candles or to pray with any of the call to poverty, to emptiness, to longing. So we have a very long week ahead of us to give up delay and allow the coming, the promise. So that's kind of where the liturgy is today. I will tell a story, however. When I was a first-year novice, we were not allowed any Advent or Christmas cards, no mail, no phone calls. It was very empty. And on Christmas morning, in this big room, all the packages were there for each of us from our families. Quite a big pile. And there were probably 5 boxes for me. And in each box were rather silly presents. One had, a sweater and a toy to play with. It was, and I'm sitting figuring, because whatever we got, we had to get permission for. So you'd put the gifts in front of you, and the superior would come and say, "Is there anything here you really need?" And say, "Yes, I'd like this sweater." Okay. Well, my pile wasn't very big, but yes, they were all wrapped up. And I'm sitting there thinking, they're all from my parents. And it came to me. I don't know where. It was the Christmas gift of 1960. My father was wrapping these presents in the sports pages from the Mondays after the Packer games all fall, the Green Bay Packers. And he knew, of course, he didn't write me any notes or anything. I said, "Why are all these newspapers here?" So the superior came along, I showed him the gifts, and I said, "I'll take care of the wrappings." So I was piling these papers very neatly. And then in the next week, somebody read all the sports pages to me. And my father, that was the gift of my father, and he knew I would figure that out. How does that play out for Advent? Maybe about gifts might be the way. Today the gospel is Mary. It's a strange Advent in a way, gospel, because Mary is running to the hill country to greet her kinswoman, who is in her 6th month of pregnancy at her old age. Mary is pregnant. She hopes, she was promised in her young age. Both empty in a way, yet full. So maybe that's the theme. But the giver, is always saying something about the giver in giving a gift. If I give a gift, I want to have something of me revealed to you. So my father was saying something about my father. I am a Packer fan, and I know you are a Packer fan, and I know you haven't had any contact with the Green Bay Packers. You will now. I'm saying something about me, my dad is saying. And probably my mother thinks it's the wrong thing to do. The giver is also saying something about the receiver. My father was saying, I know that you really miss the Green Bay Packers and how well they're doing and the new coach and the new players. enjoy reading about them. And he knows this. And he told me one time, if I would have become a Jesuit, the first thing I would do is try to figure out how to get around the rules. And that's what he was doing. He was enjoying himself by knowing that I would enjoy getting around the rules myself, because I was his son. So he was saying something about me. And he was saying something about the relationship that he had with me. The knowledge and the love and the care. And he was saying, this is part of our union together. Our friendship, our father-son relationship. So in giving gifts, we as human beings this week at Christmas will be giving gifts to each other. And it's prayerful. In giving gift, what are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about the other person? That you know them, that you love them, that you know something particular about them. It's not what would they need, what would they like. It's what are you saying about them that's personal and unique? And what are you saying about the relationship? And to receive the gift, you have to receive all three things. The revelation of the giver, the revelation of the receiver, and the relationship between you. Well, isn't God saying that to us? God is saying something about God. I will come to you according to you. I will come to you in a way that you can receive it and know more about me, about whom you will never know completely. I am infinite. But God is saying, I will be infancy, helping you know how particular my relationship with each of you is. And I am saying something about you. You long for the fullness that I can offer. I know you particularly. And I know the relationship I want with you. I initiate the relationship. You don't find me, I find you. You didn't come to the stable in Bethlehem. I did. You didn't come to the empty womb of Mary. I did. You didn't go with Mary. I did, to visit Elizabeth. And each time, revelation is being offered. The gift, saying something about the giver. So in preparing prayerfully and monetarily to purchase gifts, to wrap them, we are celebrating that the gift of God's love is wrapped in flesh, is wrapped in swaddling clothes, is wrapped in the flesh of the Mother Mary. So in preparing, receive the gifts too that people give. Some will be wrapped. I received a gift this morning. It was wrapped in the purchase bag. It was what was being said was more important than the wrappings. But with Jesus, what was being said was in the fragility of human flesh, which is an embrace of ours. We have to be as poor as the stable to allow the gift to really be received. God is the giver. We receive him in the poverty of our hands at the Eucharist. We receive him in the poverty of our hearts. We receive him in the poverty of our life. And he's always saying something about himself, ourselves together.